Hello, scholars, and welcome to third grade writing. If you have ever asked a student that I've had in the past about what I love to teach the most, they would probably say that I love to teach everything the most, but one of my very special things that I love teaching, especially a lot, is writing. And the reason that I love teaching writing is because I get to know my students so very well. So the last week in writing, we've just been listening to a text called Let's Talk About Race by Julius Lester. And it talks about all his different kinds of identities, right? It doesn't only talk about his race, but it talks about his religion, his favorite time of day, his favorite colors, his asthma. And that's just to name a few of the identities and the things that he likes that he names in that book. Well, today, gearing up for our narrative writing assignment, which means we're going to be writing a story about ourselves, a story that has actually happened to us in the past. In order to start generating ideas for that, we're going to make a heart map. So that is what we're doing today in writing. We are making a heart map. Now, every time that we open our writer's notebooks, we are going to put a few things on the top of the page. You want to put a title and the date. The date is important because it's always really fun to go back and see what you wrote on a particular date. So put today's date and a title at the top of your page every time that you go to write. All right, now here we go, starting with a heart map. So the first thing you need to do is find a fresh page in your writer's notebook, okay? And then you need to draw a big heart. Now, I'm not a great drawer, but I'm gonna do my very best. You wanna make sure that your heart's really big. Mine's a little bit lopsided, but that's okay. I hope that's not what my real heart looks like. But if yours is a little lopsided, that's okay because everyone's heart is different, right? So now what we're going to do, now that we already have our heart drawn, is we're gonna fill it up with different parts of our personality that make us special. So the first fun part that I like to do, I like to kind of just make some lines through my heart map. This, and if I need more later, I can make more later. Now here's the big challenge. We're going, after we have our heart with all these little parts to it, we start filling in parts of our heart, the identities and the things that are important to us that make up our heart. So here, I'm going to write Ella. Ella is my daughter. I chose a big part of my heart because she takes up a lot of my heart. I'm going to put Mr. Halverson in a big part too, because he takes up a big part of my heart. Now, if you want to think back to Julius Lester and the kinds of identities that he was thinking of, you can absolutely do that. So if we're talking about my race, I am white or Caucasian. I am a woman. I am Lutheran. What else? So these are all just parts, things that make up who I am. I'm gonna put my mom and dad. So these are all things that you guys can put in here too. If you want to put things in like Julius Lester did, you could put your favorite color. My favorite color is purple. If you want to put in, what else did he talk about? His favorite food. I really love ice cream. I really love cookies. Okay, and then maybe some of your favorite places that you like to visit. So I've been to Hawaii before. That's really important to me. My parents and my, not my parents, but my great-great-grandparents came from Sweden. So that's a part of my heart for sure. I myself am American. I was born in America. Let's see, what else? I have blonde hair, right? We talked about how some people have wrong ideas about blonde hair. And now I'm just gonna think of pets. I once had a dog named Kirby before she died. I can put my sisters in here. I'm gonna put Edina, because that's where I grew up. I'm gonna put Egan, because that's where I live now. I'm gonna put Florida, because we like to go there sometimes. I'm going to put Pelican Lake, because we took a really fun trip there over the summer. Now I have 3 spots left. Whew, I'm really gonna try hard to think of parts of my identity. Here's one, I'm a teacher. What else? I'm an adult. And I can't think of another one. Yes, I can. My favorite animal is an elephant. All right, now my heart map is complete. Now, are there other things that I'm forgetting, other identities? Absolutely. Are there things that maybe I would like to write about that I can't? Or, excuse me, that I would like to write about that can't fit on my heart map? Yes. But here's how the heart map is gonna work during our narrative unit. If you're thinking, okay, I have nothing to write about, I don't have any good stories, I'm gonna say that's so not true. And here's why. Look at what a complex person you are, right? There are so many different parts of you that you could write about. I could write 1,000,000 stories about my daughter Ella. I could write 100 stories about Mr. Halverson. I could write stories about Hawaii, or a time that I got really good cookies, or a time I was in Florida. All those things can be stories that you write about in your narrative writing unit. So go ahead and work for about 10 minutes getting your heart map set up. And then next week, we will start with our very first lessons about narrative writing. Have an awesome day, scholars. See you tomorrow.